Boom, boom, bam. Welcome back to another edition of the Great Debate Show. It's the good guys. I'm one half of the good guys. That's what they call us. Jarvis Jeffries, Terrence Smith, just me today, OJJ, and I got something to say. I have something to say every day during the week, that is. Weekdays, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. It's the Great Debate Show where I debate the hottest topics in sports today, sports and entertainment, all things entertainment. Pretty much all of the developing storylines and of today, and debating some of the hottest things or some of the best things to debate in sports and entertainment of yesterday. Go back and look at some of the previous episodes. Last week we debated the greatest decade of all time as far as music, movies, just television, sitcoms, everything, fashion, and we broke it down and we came up with the 90s to be number one, the 2000s at number two, and the 70s came in at number three. We debated all. It's gonna get really slow after the NBA Finals is a wrap, so there's other things that I will be debating. Things that we will revisit that we have done in the past, like top 5 running backs of all time, top 10 quarterbacks of all time, things like that. Positional players in different sports. We do it all. And we will do that a lot this summer because, again, it's going to get pretty boring as far as current sports once the NBA Finals is a wrap. Most people think it's already a wrap because nobody's giving the Indiana Pacers a chance. And that's what I'm here to talk about today. Briefly, I'm really here to talk about the top 5 NFL coaches that I think that could get fired in 2025, whether it be early in the season, mid-season, as soon as the season ends. This is the list. Some of the people that should be on the hot seat, to be honest with you. And so I'm gonna break that down for you in a moment. But I just want to ask everybody, do you really think we're right for counting out the Indiana Pacers? Because that's kind of what we're doing. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I don't think anybody else is either, really. But some people are starting to think that, hey man, what if they steal that game one? That's how they've kind of turned things around in these series. Getting the first couple of games in Cleveland unexpectedly, stealing the first couple of games in New York unexpectedly, and it just really made the entire series shift. And then there's other people that think that, man, the Pacers were just a better team. And as good as they are, the OKC Thunder are just that much greater. And that's, I think, what we're all trying to say and be respectful at the same time. But somebody asked me last night, what if y'all are wrong for counting the Pacers out already? A lot of teams have done that, and it has not worked out in their favor. I'm like, man, I feel you, and I hear you, but yeah, I still can't do it. I can't see myself picking the Pacers. And I think another reason why nobody wants to pick them, ladies and gentlemen, is because, damn, nobody wants to be wrong. Like, who wants to make that unpredictable, bold prediction upset pick? Nobody wants to do it because nobody sees it and they don't want to be wrong saying, well, why did you pick the Pacers anyway? You should have knew the Pacers weren't going to win that series. So nobody wants to be wrong, and I think people are scared to do it, even though there are some people that are kind of thinking that, hey, man, I don't know. What if they can just steal one of them on the road? And, because the OKC Thunder, as good as they are, we brag about how great they are defensively, and that does make everything else better, even on the offensive side. But they have nights where they struggle. I just don't think, none of us think it's going to be 4 nights that they're going to struggle with their shot. But if there's a game or two where they struggle with their shot and they're not really making it, and you can actually play half-court ball with the Thunder, because you have to be able to do it to be successful, the Pacers can run just like the Thunder, if not better. They can get out and they can run as soon as you miss, they're gone. They can turn this thing around and make it somewhat interesting. So anyway, somebody was trying to convince me last night, are you sure you should be just going out telling everybody OKC's got it? And at the end of the day, I said, yes, I think I should. I'm sorry, I can't help it. I don't know what to tell you. I think I should. Okay, again, the Great Debate Show is available wherever you get your podcast. I'm on Podbean Live right now. We're available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. That's just the audio version. If you want to see this ugly face weekdays, I'm here on YouTube Live, TikTok Live, streaming from noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific weekdays. And I am here today, again, to talk about the Pacers and the Thunder. Not a lot to talk about. The Thunder's going to win. And a lot of people probably want me to get the football, so that's what I'm going to do. I want to speak to everybody on TikTok first. Fan of the world, Hanson, Hassan, Dion Smith, thank you all for joining. Please hit the follow button or give me a thumbs up, a like, if you like the content that I provide. Even if you don't, be more like me. I subscribe to people that I don't even watch. I don't even really watch it. It's just, why not? I like that video. I was intrigued. You get the like, you get the subscribe, and I get on, get on with my day. So if you could do that, I appreciate it. Hello to everybody on YouTube. This is where I'm starting to grow it a little bit. If I could just get those likes up, I don't even have to tell TikTok. I don't have to tell YouTube as much as I have to tell TikTok. I appreciate it. We need as many likes as we have people in the stream. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribing with me. I appreciate it so much. It helps us out with the algorithm so people can find us a lot easier here at The Great Debate Show. It's not easy finding us right now. As you can see, the numbers or the lack of subs, that's the reason why, I believe. And they really do make you earn it. So they throw you out of the algorithm at times. And in order for us to get back in there, we need thumbs up. So thank you for hitting that. And if you hadn't, please do. And drop a comment. I want to say hello to everybody on YouTube right now. Rex is in the building. T-Rex, what's up, man? Saying hi. Bub in the building. What's up, Bub? Xbox says I'm here. I think the score tonight will be 122-130. OKC, and Shy is dropping 40. Be careful with that point thing with SGA if you're doing prop bets tonight. I haven't talked about parlays in a while. I haven't really done any in a while. But I'm telling you, everybody's got SGA at like 33.5 tonight. I think that's a setup. Don't do it. The Thunder are probably going to win by 20 or 30 tonight anyway. So would SGA really have to score 40? I don't know. He can do it. Don't get me wrong, Bub. He can do it, but will he have to? I think they blow this thing out of the water pretty quick, and he probably sits in the fourth somewhere around 10 minutes, 9 minutes. You may not even see him anymore, and he may end up leaving the game with 25, maybe even 30, 31, 32. You know how they play with that stuff, but it doesn't mean he's getting 34. But that's what he would have to get because I'm seeing the number right now at 33.5. That's just too much for me. But they're going to win either way, Bub. I agree with you there. But he's going all out on the prop or the parlay. It sounds like it's saying 40 points for SGA. He's calling the score 122-130. You're saying it's going to be a damn close game, too. Now, if it is that close, yes, SGA will need to get 40 probably. But I don't think it'll be necessary in this game, one. But then again, this is where you have to watch the Pacers. This is where they really are sneaky. This is where they really do, when you count them out unexpectedly, this is where they steal that road victory. And then you got to start wondering, okay, we're better than them. That shouldn't have happened. And then it happens again. Now, I don't see that happening at all with the Thunder, but I'm just saying. I'm surprised that Bub Xbox thinks that it's going to be that close. T-Rex in the building. Want to say hello to you. Donnie Jackson. What's up, cuzzo? Hey, I tried to send the thing, but it didn't let me. Maybe it was because of the Great Debate Show page. I'm not sure, but and it's kind of a business page, so they didn't let me send that. Well, I'll try that again, but I'm thinking I may have to go to the personal side to do that. But I did find you, Donnie. Saw it yesterday as I was trying to do it. Just want you to know I didn't forget about you, brother. Cousin. That's my my January cuzzo, man. Kristen Schaffner in the building saying hi. Hello to you. I do have TikTok, and I'm live on TikTok right now, Kristen. Thank you for asking. I'm live on TikTok right now. Just type in The Great Debate Show, and you will be able to find me. Follow, please. Subscribe here, too, if you're at it. Hit the thumbs up, please, everybody. What's up to Ashmo Dunk in the building? My uncle just passed away, and he was a 49ers fan, so leaving a like for him. Man, thank you, and I'm sorry to hear that, too, about your uncle. Long live, and my condolences. He was a very, very, very wise individual to be a 49er fan, and I just wish they could have won a damn Super Bowl. I wish he could have gotten to see us win another Super Bowl before he left us. Thank you for the comment though, and again, sorry to hear that. Donnie Jackson, hot than a mofo out here. It is getting hot, man. It sure is. Maybe 32. That's what he'll do. SGA will score 32 points, 33 points. But you won't get that 33.5. I wouldn't try it. Having a feeling the Pacers defense going to shut it down. Ooh, really? Wow. Okay. I don't know about that, but we'll see. How do y'all like the front court matchup with Hartenstein and Holmgren versus Siakam and Miles Turner? How do y'all feel about those guys, the forwards and the centers? How you feel about the bigs in the front court? I think it's kind of a mismatch when it comes to size and height, or length anyway, I should say. But when it comes to scoring, Chet can shoot the three. We know that. But it's not like they fear him shooting the three, but he can definitely do it. I would say Siakam and Turner can actually score better. Their front court probably are better scorers, but they're not better defenders and rim protectors. And man, Hartenstein, I don't know, I slept on him. I was really impressed with what I've seen from Hartenstein this postseason, and he's one of the main reasons why I'm not giving anybody a chance to beat them. The Nuggets, I thought, probably could have done it, but I'm like, I'm not picking them because, of course, they lack size and they lack depth. This is something that the Pacers don't have a problem with, but they still don't have quite enough, in my opinion. So, yeah, I got to go with the Thunder, and I think they're going to win it. And for Donnie Jackson to say that the Pacers defense is going to shut it down, that's a bold statement. That's something that nobody wants to say out loud. There's a few people that kind of want to go with the Pacers, but they don't want to be wrong. You know, just like when we picked the Super Bowl, everybody picked the Chiefs because we were told, we've learned our lesson. Don't go against the Chiefs, just like we were not supposed to go against the Patriots back in the day, during their dynasty run. But we kind of knew the Eagles were the better team. We knew they had more talent. We knew they were much deeper. But we just say, hey, man, that's the boogeyman. That's Patrick Mahomes. That's Andy Reid. You don't go against that shit. So we didn't. But we kind of knew, and our gut told us, man, Philly can beat them. And they did. They beat their asses. But nobody wanted to make that pick. Now, I'm not trying to compare the Pacers to the Eagles at all. I'm just saying that there are some people that want to give the Pacers a chance, and we feel bad that we're not giving them a chance to win. You know? So I've been respectful, and that's why I said, man, give me the Thunder in 6. But I do kind of think that it's going to be 5. That's just my 2 cents. Okay, let me go ahead and get started with this show. I'll read a few more. Thank you, Donnie. Also giving condolences to Chris. I'm sorry. Let me make sure I got that right. Not Kristen Ashmo. To Ashmo's uncle. I appreciate that, man. Got a lot of good people that join me here, and I like that. Every now and then we're gonna get some trolling, but I just kick them out and we keep on going. But I appreciate the good people in here interacting with one another here at the Great Debate Show community. It's crazy here in New Jersey. It's hot in Jersey, bro. It's crazy here in New Jersey. Knicks fans going for OKC because of Hartenstein. Okay, I got you. Where did Hartenstein come from? I'm lost on that. I don't even remember. Everybody because I've been saying all this time that the Thunder, like there's no free agents or anything. I thought everybody was drafted, homegrown. I'm not sure. Where did Hartenstein? Where did he come from? Why would the Knicks fans be going for OKC? I'm lost on that one. I'm sorry, Donnie. You right, cuz the Heat got me thinking crazy. Yeah, it will do that. He used to be with the Knicks. I didn't know that. Hartenstein was a Knick last year? So tell me why the Knicks couldn't get the most out of him. Because the Thunder definitely is. I didn't know that. Did they draft Hartenstein? How old is he? How long has he been around? I'm thinking this dude is just a few years older than shit. Hungry. I'm lost to that. That was a huge pickup then for OKC because like I said, I've been impressed. There's a lot of things that he's done at that rim, offensively and defensively, that has surprised me. Like, damn, they really having problems with him. He really does make people adjust their shots, their teardrop, their float, or whatever. You're not just going. You got to be really great finishing at the rim, and he's one of the main reasons why I don't see them losing. That and SGA's gonna get the calls. He's gonna get to the free throw line. So, yeah, I didn't know that, Donnie. Thank you for that comment. Okay, go Yankees. Got some people on TikTok talking about the Yankees. Thank you. Somebody on TikTok also telling me that he was a Knick last year. I'm sorry, y'all. I know I'm supposed to know this stuff, but I will tell y'all at times that I watch basketball only because there's no football game on. I always have said that, though, so please don't judge me or don't knock me. I'm a basketball fan, but football is just something I don't think I could ever get away from. And I only really watch the NBA after the Super Bowl. I just kind of peek every now and then at what's going on from October to January. But then they got my attention a little more from February to June. Just being honest. But no, I did not know that. Thank you all for the comments and helping me out there. I would say that that's even more reason why your boy's fired in New York. Old Thibs, Tom Thibodeau. You couldn't get anything out of that. They exited in the second round last year in the semifinal round. At least they made it to the conference finals this year without him. I'm not understanding that. I understand that they brought Karl Anthony Towns in, but I knew Thibs were going to get fired. I'm still going with Mike Malone to be their next head coach. But I'm hearing some rumors that Jeff Van Gundy, if he's interested, they could give him that job. Talk about the nostalgia of Van Gundy comes back and coaches Knicks, and they're going back to NBC next season, later this fall. I mean, it just gives me goosebumps. Seriously, like that's what I grew up on. So again, 90s baby here. Not born in the 90s, but I'm a 90s baby, and I love the fact or the thought of Van Gundy being in New York. So it'll be interesting to see. They're talking to Udoka. They're trying to get Jason Kidd, play the coaches like that. I don't know if they will be able to do that, though, because they're not even available. So you have to make the Knick coaching job a lot more intriguing, to leave a good situation. You would have to make the Knicks job a better situation. And the only thing I would say to that is, and I'm going to move on, whoever takes the next head coaching job in New York, do you think there's going to be pressure on them? Because Thibodeau, even though I think he does reach his ceiling pretty quick, after 5 good years, or 4 out of 5 of those years were pretty good, there's pressure for the new head coach because you have to get to the Eastern Conference Finals at least. And to see that hire as an upgrade from Coach Thibs, you really need to get to the NBA Finals next year. So it's going to be kind of a boomer. It's going to kind of be of a championship or bust season for the Knicks. Which head coach could they bring in that's going to be ready and willing to take on that pressure? That's going to be key. It's not going to be no, I just got here, y'all bear with me. No. Whoever it is, hey, motherfucker, we got the roster. We got it. We probably could work on the bench a little more. We'll talk with the general manager. We'll get that straight. We'll get that handled. We may be bringing in Giannis. We may get rid of Cat. But all in all, if we can keep most of this roster intact, brother, you got to get us exactly where we just finished in Eastern Conference Finals, and we would like for you to get us to the NBA Finals. Now, if they get to the NBA Finals and lose, I think that people will be okay with that. But if they get to the NBA Finals and win, they were much more like that. They were like that a lot more. But if they can't get to the finals, I would say that, hey, man, Thibs could have got us back to the conference finals or wherever they end up going. So that's something that people have to realize. Do you think it's pressure on the new Knicks head coach because of the way Thibs left it? This is a guy that got fired, but he was a game or win away from being in the NBA Finals. That's why people don't like the firing. I think that it's okay. I think that you got the most out of him. Like I said, he's the cleanup man. I mean, he does all the dirty work, and then somebody else needs to come in and, sell the house. He cleans it up and renovates it, but you need somebody else to come in and actually sell the home. That's the way I see it. All right. Can't forget about Caruso. I don't forget about him. I've talked about how these guys are just a bunch of pain in the asses, man. They're throwing in your side. Even when Dort goes to the bench, here comes Caruso. And if he's in foul trouble, here comes Cason Wallace. SGA is an underrated defender. Hardenstein. They just got too damn much. And I ain't even mentioned J-Dub, Jalen Williams. It's just too much. And they all defend. That's what helps them out. That's what bails them out, even when they're having a hard time finding their offense or their shot. That's why nobody's really giving the Pacers a chance. And I don't mean to sound disrespectful when I say it, but that's just what it is. Who to go, MJ or Bron? Shout out to Mike for asking that question. And what's up with the Yankees, man? Somebody said go Yanks. Sean, what's up with the Yankees? What's up with the Yankees? They doing all right. But I kind of like the Dodgers, and the Dodgers kind of got the best of them in that series. Although the Mets are kind of getting the best of the Dodgers right now. But anyway, I'm gonna answer that question real quick for you, Mike. You see that picture right there that I'm kind of blocking? Sorry about that. That's my GOAT right there. TikTok live, YouTube live. Anybody watching? I've got a Michael Jordan picture right behind me. It sits right underneath my World Heavyweight Championship belt and my Money in the Bank briefcase. And yeah, Jordan is my GOAT, man. I'm a big fan of LeBron. I used to be a huge fan of him. I still rock with him a little bit. He just kind of gets on my damn nerves. He flexes too much. He always doing this in the first quarter, talking about he's got ice in his veins. And then in the fourth quarter, he goes scoreless. He has disappearing acts and he just starts ghosting everybody. And you don't see the ice. I wonder what happens to the ice then. He just never have been the dude that I thought he needed to be to really be the GOAT. I don't care about the stats. It took him 20, 30 years to do that. So that don't mean nothing to me either. And it ain't even so much about the rings, even though it is. But it's about that people tell me that Jordan won 6 championships because he had no competition. But I wonder why nobody else won championships then in the 90s. If the league was so bad, if the competition was so poor, why was he the only one who could win? And then, fast forward to LeBron, oh, he's did so much. He's carried teams to the finals, and if it wasn't for Kevin Durant going to Golden State, he would have won this and he would have won that. And I'm just like, you know the Eastern Conference was the worst, right? And it still isn't that good. But all those years when he was going to the finals, they sucked. Even the 8 seed team would be like 5, 7 games under 500. Like, seriously? The East was terrible. So getting to the NBA Finals 12 times, or however many times he went, that had a lot to do with it. Beat the damn team in the finals. Had he done that more, we'd probably be having a different conversation. 6-0 is always going to be better than 4 and what is LeBron in the finals? I don't know. 4-7, 4-8, 4-9, 4-10. I don't know. He's been a lot. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, that's mine. That's mine, man. We can debate it. We can debate it, but not today because I want to get to the NFL head coaches. I think I've said enough about the basketball. I got the Indiana Pacers losing this series, even though I like them, and I want to see Halliburton shine and have a good series and SGA. I want to see those guys go at it. I hope they go at it, but we'll see. I want to thank everybody for watching me on TikTok and YouTube. Hit the follow button, hit the like button, thumbs up, please. This helps me out in the algorithm for more people to find the Great Debate Show. Okay, one more comment and I'm going to move on. The Knicks wanted a big man who can shoot outside. Yeah, and like my co-host who's a Knicks fan, like Terrence always says, he hates Cat because he's a big 2 guard. And don't worry, they're about to get rid of Cat, and they're going to get Giannis or somebody else, I think. They're going to be very aggressive in this offseason. Van Gundy go for people ankles. Remember the Heat and the fight in Alonzo Mourning? I just watched that yesterday. I just saw a clip of it. That was very, very, very funny. Alonzo Mourning did not look like he would have won that fight, though, had even if Van Gundy didn't go for the ankles. I don't know. I don't like the way he was coming at Larry Johnson. Larry Johnson had better posture from what I saw. If they don't, this is when they really used to fight. You know, I mean, like, he swung at him a few times, but I didn't like the way he swung at him. It didn't look right. Anyway, we're going to move on. I got the Thunder, y'all. I'm sorry. I got the Thunder in 6. That's me being nice. I think they can do it in 5. Hell, some people are telling me that they're going to do it in 4. We'll see. I just hope that it's a good, entertaining series. I hope it gets the numbers and the views and the ratings that it deserves. Because if not, you can count on them rigging this shit again to where it's Lakers, Celtics, Celtics somebody, Lakers, all the nostalgia bullshit, all the big market teams with the superstars. This is good to me, regardless of how it ends, because there's small market teams going against one another. They did it the right way. Everybody mostly draft picks, and they just built the team the right way, and there are no super teams. There's no 2 and 3 superstars, no big 3, no big 2. I hope this tells the league that we need to get away from that. Like, seriously. Kevin Durant, stop looking to go play with somebody where you can be the 2nd or 3rd star of the team, and we're pretty much going to cruise our way. Kobe was right, y'all. Nobody wants to compete anymore. Nobody. Brian says Thunder. Hart says Pacers. Hart? Who is Hart? I know you're probably talking about Brian. Who you mean, like Brian Windhorse or somebody? Shout out to Pookity. What's up with you? How you doing? Thank you for joining me. Like I said, man, give me the Thunder, and yeah, I don't think it's gonna be that close when they get the going and they get the swarming on you and they crank it up on to another level on defense. Yeah, that could be a wrap for them. Okay, let's talk about the NFL right quick. Top 5 NFL coaches that will get terminated in 2025, somewhere in the season, during the season, after the season. Mainly coaches, I would say that are on the hot seat right now, that are going to be on the hot seat when the season starts. So who do y'all like? Who do y'all think that'll get fired? You got a lot of coaches that could be on the hot seat. Let's see here. I would say a lot of people could be on there, man, except for the coaches that just got recently hired. But I don't think anybody would say Sean McDermott, because Buffalo's always been good, and they've got a damn good quarterback, a future Hall of Famer in Josh Allen. But even though I'm not going to put him on the list, I'm just bringing him up because he's close to making the list. And I say that because what do you all, when do you think Buffalo's going to say maybe it's you? Like, when are we going to have a top 5 defense in the league? We haven't had that since you've been here. Sean McDermott is a defensive coach. He's a defensive-minded guy. They've got the offensive coordinator. That's worked out well. It's helped Josh Allen tremendously. But, I mean, I'm just wondering at some point, Josh Allen is not the one who's going to get kicked to the curb. So at some point, you have to know that they're going to say, all right, y'all, how many more years do we have to lose these nail biters to Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs before we say somebody's got to go? We've got to change something. So I'm just wondering, would Sean McDermott be the next coach fired if the Buffalo Bills go to yet another AFC divisional playoff game but lose, or to an AFC championship game and still can't get to the Super Bowl? As much as we talk about the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson, we don't talk enough about the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. And I'm not even trying to pick at Josh Allen, because I don't think he's really the problem. They didn't give him a lot of weapons. They still didn't really give him a lot of weapons for this season either. But I think they did a little something in the draft. Maybe sign somebody that you don't really know, or he's not a household name in free agency. I'm not sure. But to make a long story short, at some point, these head coaches have to be held accountable for continually to make these same good regular season records and then have these early playoff exits, or they get close and then still no prevail. We can't just keep saying, well, they played the Chiefs. Everybody has to play the Chiefs. Somebody's going to have to beat them at some point to get to the Super Bowl, to win the AFC. And I just wonder if Sean McDermott would be a coach that could be on that list. He's not making the top 5, but he's like number 6 in my opinion. Kyle Shanahan is somebody else that almost made the cut. They had a 6-11 season. Yes, they had injuries. So what? A lot of other teams dealt with the same thing. We just always seems to not be able to. We're the team that can't function at all once there's a lot of injuries or a few injuries. So there was a lack of depth. There was a lack of good quarterback play once these elite players were out, injured, and there's a lack of innovative. There's a lack of creativeness. There's nothing there with Kyle Shanahan's offense. And in 2024, it looked to be very, very predictable. The Debo shit, that was like, by week 5, I was like, throw the Debo package out of your playbook. Everybody knows it. It's not working. Stop it. So now he's gone. He's traded to Washington. Even though he's only got a good year or 2 left, probably, the way he gets injured, the way he plays and shows up out of shape, and then tries to hurry up and get back into shape, and that's how he'll get hurt. He still will do all right his first year or 2 in Washington, because Cliff Kingsbury is a better play caller than Kyle Shanahan right now, and Cliff Kingsbury has a better quarterback, Jaden McDaniels, than Kyle Shanahan does right now. And that's not a knock at Brock Purdy, but he ain't Jaden McDaniels. I think Jaden McDaniels has a very, very, very high ceiling. I mean, so high I can't even see it. And I think it's up for them. I don't really see a sophomore slump. So anyway, Shanahan and Sean McDermott are 2 coaches that almost made the list. Shanahan would probably be like number 6 or number 7 in my opinion. And if they don't make the playoffs, he very well could be one of those coaches that will get fired. I think he's on the hot seat. They're just keeping it on the hush because they renovated the house. They didn't blow it all the way up completely. Yes, they lost a lot of players on defense, but those players were either getting old, always injured, or something anyway. Travarius Ward, Hufanga, Dre Greenlaw, who is hurt right now in Denver. You know, they let go of the right players, but they still got CMC, George Kittle. We think Brandon Ayuk will be there, even though he's got some stuff going on right now. That dude, there just seeming to be a lot of drama. But if he is not getting traded, which I don't think he can because of his knee, we still have him. He'll be back eventually. Bosa's still there. Fred Warner's still there. The list goes on. Trent Williams. We've still got a few rock stars. So I think the front office is saying, hey, Shanahan, you've got enough to still win. We've got the easiest strength of schedule. We can still win 11 games. If we don't win 11 games, 10 games, if we're not a wild card team, he could get fired. What would the excuse be? At some point, his coaching has to outweigh the talent. He can't always have, all of the talent like he has had in 2022, 2023. Okay, keeping it moving. They almost made the list. Now I'm going to give you the people that I think will be on the list that could get fired. Number 5, I'm going to say Mike McDaniel, head coach of the Miami Dolphins. Why do I say that? I'm about to explain. The Knicks are falling apart. That's Sawyer in the building. How you doing, Sawyer? Donnie Jackson says, Cuzzo got to get back to work. I'll holler later. I'll check out the friend request situation. Okay, man. Thank you, man. Thank you, Donnie. Donnie said, love the show. Man, I appreciate the love. I really do. Thank y'all. And again, we need to work out, figure out a time where we can come in and go live at night. A few people have been asking me, will I do some night shows, some live streams at night? I will. It depends on the timing. I've got some people on the West Coast. I got some people on the East Coast. I'm right in between. So with the Central Time. And so y'all let me know. But I thank you, Donnie, for coming in there with me, man. Thank you again. You've been rocking with me since day one. Mike McDaniel. I think that's a guy that could be fired. Pacers or Thunder. How you doing, Big Luke 214? I've got the Thunder. Yep, I've got the Thunder. I don't even really think it's going to be that close. Hate to say that, but yep, I got the Thunder. Okay. Give me that likes up. Hit that follow button if you're not following the Great Debate Show on TikTok. Same goes for YouTube. Okay. I'm going to say that, yeah, Mike McDaniel is number 5. Why? Well, Tyreek Hill, you know, has he lost a step maybe? He had a wrist injury, didn't get the numbers. He's been kind of saying some stuff on social media like he wants out. Then he'll say it's a lie. That's not true. He didn't get traded, or he hasn't yet. But Tyreek Hill is a receiver that I surely wish we could have traded. They can get Brandon Ayuk right now, and I'd take Tyreek Hill even though he's a little older. But Tyreek Hill can still run faster than probably anybody on our team because we're not that fast, and we lack speed. So, anyway, Mike McDaniel and that offense, very similar to the 49ers, so I'm just wondering how that's going to happen. If Tyreek Hill doesn't go anywhere, the pressure's on, the heat is on Mike McDaniel. All of this Tua in the lineup, Tua Tagovailoa out of the lineup. At some point, he has to stay healthy, and whether he's healthy or not, Mike McDaniel has to show in 2025 that he can coach his team and they can win games, with or without him. And if Tua gets hurt again, what are you doing about backup quarterbacks? When are you going to bring somebody in here like a Mac Jones or like a Daniel Jones? All of these Joneses, I guess they need to keep up with the Joneses. But they need to bring in a backup that is serviceable in case Tua does get hurt. Because when he goes down, we know that's their season. And what can you do to keep Tua upright? It's all about drafting and protecting your quarterback, the offensive line, whatever it is they need to do. At some point, it's getting close to Mike McDaniel being the fall guy. And I think that, yeah, if the Dolphins can't compete with Buffalo, New England will even be better this year in the AFC East. I can't say about the Jets. And the Dolphins, man, if they can't come in second in the AFC East, it's going to be time to reevaluate Mike McDaniel's position, his job. And I think that he could get the X. So Mike McDaniel's number 5. Number 4 of the top 5 NFL head coaches that could get terminated in 2025 at some point. Early in the season, middle of the season, end of the season. Number 4, I'm going to go with, what's his name? Zach Taylor. Not Zach Taylor. That's the football player. That's the former linebacker. Well, whatever the guy's name is in Cincinnati, I think his name is Zac Taylor, the Bengals head coach. Somebody help me out if I botched that. But yeah, the Bengals head coach. I'm gonna say he's number. Did I say number? Yeah, number 4. And why is he number 4? Because damn, bruh, it's been a while since that 2021 season where they were in the Super Bowl going against the LA Rams, a game that they had won in the bag, and then the defense couldn't make a stop, and the Rams ended up winning in their home stadium. My question with the Bengals is, you've got Joe Burrow, he's extended. That's already done and passed. Now you've got both of your receivers who are still there. We just knew T. Higgins was going to go somewhere else, like Baltimore or Kansas City or somewhere. But no, he's still a Bengal. They paid T. Higgins and they paid Jamar Chase, as they should have. So you've got Burrow, Chase, Higgins, Montana, Rice, Taylor. You've got it. You've got it going on. Now, I don't know with the running back situation. I think they still got that good tight end. The defense, of course, they had the draft, which they did okay, I believe, but they've got to all pan out in order for it to be like really ready to be a top 15, a defense in the top half of the league. The Bengals need to win. I don't give a damn if they got defense or not. The Trey Hendrickson situation is getting ugly. They're having a staring contest right now. I don't know who's gonna blink first, but I don't think it's gonna be the Bengals, because when it comes to money, I was surprised they paid Chase and Higgins. I just knew Higgins was gone, but they paid him, so now I know Hendrickson probably won't get paid. And if Hendrickson's not gonna budge, then here we go. Regardless of the situation, Zac Taylor, or whatever his name is, the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals, is going to get the boot if they don't make the playoffs somehow, some way. The Steelers are mediocre every year. The Cleveland Browns are terrible still. And, you know, the Baltimore Ravens have been the only one that where you just know consistently they're going to win the division. They're going to win 11, 12 games. They're going to hold the fort down. And they're going to go at least to the divisional round or the AFC Championship game. When are the Bengals going to come back and make some noise? 2021, that almost seems like a long time ago. Even though it was only 4 years ago, still, that's 4 years. Okay? So, if the Bengals offense, that's packed. They got that stacked. No, the defense isn't so stacked. But, hey, you know what? If the offense is so damn good and the money is going toward the offense, they look like the early 2000 version of the Indianapolis Colts. Peyton Manning, Reggie Wayne, Marvin Harrison, all the money on the offensive side. They get a 3-touchdown lead. Here comes Dwight Freeney, Robert Mathis, pin the ears back. Tony Dungy cover 2. They're going to win the game. That's the Bengals. It's kind of similar, right? Tony Dungy still won games, even though the offense is really all they had. That was their strength. Zac Taylor's got to win games. This is a team that starts off slow every damn September. I've never seen a team in quite some time. It's been a while since I've seen a team in the NFL that gets off to such a slow start. My Niners can do it too at times, every other year. But every year, it's the Bengals. And I mean, they get off to like 1-4 starts, 1-3 starts, 2 like, why? Why can't they get off to a good start in September? If that happens again, Zac Taylor may not make it to October, because that has happened, I think, every year that he's been there. They've been patient with him. They gave him some time. Defense or no defense, it's enough on that offense for Zac Taylor to win games. I think Zac Taylor is number 4 on my list. Number 5 again was Mike McDaniel, head coach of the Miami Dolphins. Number 4, Zac Taylor, head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going to assume that I got the name right, because nobody has corrected me on that. YouTube Live, TikTok Live, come on in, drop a comment, hit the like button, thumbs up, follow me on TikTok. All right, number 3, head coaches that could get fired in 2025. All right, I hate to say this, but number 3, what about Kevin Stefanski in Cleveland? Why am I saying Kevin Stefanski? Well, the Cleveland Browns, they just don't, they're still the Cleveland Browns. When are they going to become a winning team, a winning culture, a playoff team, a team that we know we can count on them to get to the postseason, or they're at least a wild card? What's their philosophy of their defensive team or their running team? There's no. He's been there long enough for us to be able to. We should be able to say what they are, and we can't really think of what the Cleveland Browns are or what their philosophy is when we think about them. All we think about is, well, they got Myles Garrett, and he's paid. He's getting paid pretty handsomely. But other than that, Nick Chubb is gone. You've got 5 quarterbacks in the quarterback room right now. Shadur Sanders and all the drama that's going to be, because there's going to be plenty of it. Whether he makes the team or not. If he does, where will he be? 1, 2, 3. Kevin Stefanski's got a lot on his plate right now with these quarterbacks. Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, who I'm told is leading in minicamp right now in OTAs. I mean, Kenny Pickett is leading the way right now. Shadur Sanders is not even getting reps with the ones. He's playing with the backups and the third stringers. I haven't heard much about the other rookie quarterback that was drafted before Shadur, whatever his name is, out of Oregon. But I just think that this is a year, unless they can go get a Brandon Ayuk in a trade, or, which I don't see that happening either. You've got Jerry Jeudy, and that's about it. The Cleveland Browns are not going to be good, and if they're not going to be good, then Kevin Stefanski is going to be out of there. And if he is, what could he do? I understand you thinking, well, Jay, what could he do? He ain't got no talent. I don't know. I'd get rid of the general manager too. I'm not sure. But the head coaches are always going to get the axe first, more than likely. I don't even think Kevin Stefanski's a bad coach. I think it's just they cannot get him a quarterback. They struggle with the same thing the Steelers struggle with, having a franchise quarterback. Baker Mayfield looks like a franchise quarterback now, but he didn't with Cleveland. I mean, he had one good season. They made the postseason or whatever, but yeah, they didn't re-up with him. They didn't keep him. They let it go, and now here we are. They're still in the same situation that they've been in for a mighty long time. Lack of quarterback, not a lot of players out there that can make plays. This is why I was surprised they didn't go with Travis Hunter or what's his name? Abdul Carter. This is why I'm surprised they didn't do that. They didn't do it. They just said, we're going to get more picks. We're going to trade back. And yeah, this is another tanking season. It looks like it. And with that being said, I can't see Kevin Stefanski coming back. So he's my number 3 on the list. Number 2. Well, what about Brian Daboll with the New York Giants? Yeah, what about Brian Daboll? I thought that he and Mike McDaniel could have possibly got fired after the 2024 season. So that's why they both made the list. McDaniel is at the 5 because I think that he's still probably going to have a better year. But who knows? Brian Daboll has got Russell Wilson at quarterback right now. He's got Jackson Dart, we think, at backup quarterback, the rookie out of Ole Miss. They drafted Abdul Carter. They got some pass rushing ability now. I don't know how the Giants are going to be, but if they're the same Giants that we've seen in recent years, he's going to get fired. He's got one good season where they made the postseason, I think at 9-7 or 10-7 or 9-6-1. I don't know what it was. I think they had a tie or something in there. But anyway, they made the playoffs, and surprisingly, they won the wild card game, going into Minnesota, beating them, who had a pretty decent record. And they upset the Vikings, and they went on to the divisional round before they got beat by the Eagles, of course. That was the Giants. But that was like 2022, okay? 23 was bad, 24 was bad, and if 25 is bad, Brian Daboll is going to be out of there. I'm not saying that they can't, be better, but with the Eagles being the reigning champions, and I don't see them slipping at all, really, even though no team was the NFC East back-to-back years, Washington is there ready to do it. The Commanders, they look like they've gotten even better on paper. And the Cowboys, say what you will, but, hey, they still can draft. They can still put together a pretty decent roster. They just don't do anything in free agency. So the Giants still look like they could be at the bottom of this division. And if they are, Brian Daboll is going to be fired. So he's number 2 on the list. Number 1, and I know my brother wouldn't want to hear this because it's his team, Bryce Callahan, coming over from the Cincinnati Bengals as a play caller. It's funny. It's ironic how I have him on this list along with Zach Taylor, the Bengals head coach. But Brian Callahan used to be an OC for Zach Taylor in Cincinnati. Now he's the head coach of the Tennessee Titans. He is going into his second year as the head coach. So he didn't get fired last year because it was his first year there. The general manager was replaced though. So they changed that up and they want to give this head coach probably, let's be honest, a 1-year rental. Let's see how he fares under us, under our regime. And if we don't like it, we're gonna handpick our own head coach. Hi again to Kristen in the building. Hello to Melvin McBride here on TikTok joining me. Thank you all for being here with me. Give me a like, hit the like button, please. Hit the follow button, please, on TikTok. Like button as well on YouTube, and drop a comment. Thank you again. I got Skies999 in the building saying hi. Hi to you. Hope all is well. Hope everybody's doing fine. All of my kings and queens out there on a Thursday. Terrific Thursday, I hope. So yeah, number one for me is Bryce Callahan, head coach of the Tennessee Titans. Because last year, it was a bad year, but damn it, Will Levis looked like garbage. Hot dumpster juice. I didn't really see, like some bad coaching or bad offensive play calling from Bryce Callahan. When I was watching the Titans during the first quarter of the season, it looked like they were doing just fine. Calvin Ridley, Tony Pollard, shout out to him from Memphis. Everybody looked like they were going to be just fine. Even the free agents, Well, all these are the free agents. They didn't look like they were free agent busts. It's just that they would have the game in their possession, have a chance to win, and then old Mayo, what's his name again? Will Levis would throw the game away. So I'm not putting a lot of this on Bryce Callahan. I'm not even saying he's a bad head coach. I don't know. My brother's a Titan fan, and he said that they could fire him too. It wouldn't bother me any, but at the same time, he just had 1 year. They're probably going to let him run it back, and they will. But he's number one because I think he has a very short leash. Now, he does have a rookie quarterback. So a lot of people are probably saying, well, hey, you got to give him more time then. Nah, they don't do that though, really. He's going to have to get the most out of Cam Ward, and he better do it quick. If he does, all is well. They've got them a head coach for a couple of more years probably. Because they could make some noise and surprise some people. It's not like the AFC South is a big threat to anybody. It's the worst division in football. It's been the worst division in football for a mighty long time. I'm not scared of Jacksonville, even though they do have Travis Hunter. But Trevor Lawrence hasn't done anything to show me that I should fear him. Same goes for the, what's his name? Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones, quarterback in the Colts. Shane Steichen and those guys in Indianapolis, I'm not scared of the Colts. It's just C.J. Stroud, DeMeco Ryans, and the Houston Texans. Who's going to slap them up a little bit and say, we'll take the division right now. You may win 10 games, but we're going to win 12. Who's going to do that? I don't think the Titans are going to do that in his rookie year, Cam Ward, that is. I don't know if they're going to do that. The Tennessee Titans are probably going to win 5-6 games maybe, and that will still be an improvement from last year where I think they only won 3. So could they win 6 or 7 games? That would be probably overachieving because they don't look like a 7-win team. So I would say, what do the Titans have to do in order to keep that head coach? They may think we can get more out of this head coach right here. He's an offensive guy, or he's a better offensive guy. Or they may feel they need to bring in a defensive guy. Cam Ward doesn't need an offensive guy. He's good. He's that good. He's got it. I don't know what the direction would be. But in my mind, as I think about it, because there will be another bad year. If it's another bad year for the Titans, they usually get rid of head coaches, regardless of whose fault it really is. So I'm going to go on a limb and I'm going to just say that Bryce Callahan, number one, as far as head coaches that could get fired from Tennessee Titans. Number 2, I have Brian Dable with the Giants. Number 3 is Zach Taylor with the Bengals. 4. Who was my 4? Mike McDaniel was 5 with the Dolphins. Who was my 4? I'm just forgetting my 4. I've already said Bryce Callahan, Brian Dable. Damn it, man. Somebody help me out here. Who was my other guy? But I mean, they all make sense though. The coaches that I've named. Mike McDaniel could get fired if they don't win this year, and I'm not sure if they will. especially if Tua's get hurt. And then, man, I just can't remember who my number 4 was. Brian Dable, Mike McDaniel, Bryce Callahan with Tennessee, Zach Taylor in Cincinnati. That was it. Zach Taylor in Cincinnati. These head coaches they're on the hot seat. They really don't have any room for, key injuries, a bad season. They just don't have any room for error. And I think that these are the coaches that could get fired. Now, again, all 5 of these coaches may tear it up and have a damn good season. And if so, it's all good. It's all good. Kristen says, I want to be a streamer because of you. Are you pulling my leg, Kristen? If so, I appreciate that compliment. And go for it. Yeah, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. It can be done. I'm still working on that myself, but hey, here I am. I want to thank all of you who have tuned in with me here for the past 50 minutes on the Great Debate Show. All I did was want to talk about the NBA Finals, which kicks off tonight in OKC. Thunder Pacers, Game 1, ABC, 8:30 Eastern, I believe. And I wanted to talk about the NFL head coaches that could be on their way out, get in the boot. Now I remember Kevin Stefanski. How did I forget that? Kevin Stefanski. He was my number 4. Yeah, so 5, Mike McDaniel. 4, Kevin Stefanski in Cleveland. 3 is Brian Dable with the Giants. 3 was Zach Taylor with the Bengals. 2 was Brian Dable with the Giants. 1, your boy, Bryce Callahan with the Tennessee Titans. Now, again, he's got a rookie quarterback. I don't know how much credit they'll give him for that, or how lenient they'll be because of it, or do they think that they should win a lot more games because even though he's a rookie, he's good. I'm not sure. Calvin really has said some good things about him this week in OTAs, but those are my 5 coaches right there. Who do you think the top 5 head coaches are to get fired in 2025 if they don't have a good season? Brian Schottenheimer for the Cowboys is somebody that I almost put on the list, but that's only because I think that he's there because Jerry Jones is waiting on somebody else. Maybe still like a prime coach, Coach Sanders. I know he signed an extension with Colorado, but those guys get out of those contracts as soon as they can when they want to. And I just thought that maybe him hiring him, he's got his eye on somebody who's just not available yet. I don't know. Brian Schottenheimer may just seem to be a bridge coach right now, like the quarterbacks. Anyway, that's all I've got. It's been a good show. Tomorrow I will be back. If I'm not live tomorrow at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific like usual, you will still get an upload. It just probably won't be me live. I'm not sure about that just yet. Me and my brother are in the food truck business, and we co-own that, and the orders are starting to pick up now. That's what it usually happens in the summertime, especially with what we're serving. So I do got some pretty big orders out there tomorrow, but again, if I can't be here live at noon Eastern, I will be uploading a video at that time. Same bat time, same bat channel, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. The Great Debate Show, weekdays on TikTok and YouTube Live. I thank you for watching me. I thank you for hitting the like button. They're getting a lot better with that over there on YouTube. I appreciate it. And until we heat again, I'm out of here. Pacers Thunder tonight, man. Game 1. What if the Pacers steal Game 1? We're going to have a lot to talk about tomorrow because I don't really know what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. Of course, I'll recap Game 1, but I don't really think it'll be much to recap other than, yeah, we said they were going to whip their ass, didn't we? But what if the Pacers do win? What if they pull it off? Miles Turner is somebody that I think people are really sleeping on, what he can do offensively. One thing about the Thunder, they haven't played a team yet in the postseason that has a big, well, they did with Jokic, and he took them 7 games too, that can shoot the 3. Miles Turner can shoot the 3. Maybe not as good as Jokic, but he can shoot it. And he's not a big 2 guard. He's a big. He just can stretch it out. So, but I still don't think that's going to really affect anything the Thunder do. But just thought I'd put that out there. Yeah, we'll talk about the finals tomorrow. Recap Game 1, and I'll think of what else I want to talk about. What do you all want to hear me debate? What do you all want to debate with me about? Somebody talked about Jordan and LeBron earlier. We done that. What do y'all want to debate? Top 5 running backs, top 10 running backs all time, quarterbacks, shooting guards, centers. It's time for me to get back on those subjects because it's about to get pretty slow once these NBA finals wrap up. But anyway, leave that in the comment on whatever you want me to talk about. And that's it for me. I'm going to get out of here. I want to say hello to Carson, who just joined me here in the building. How are you doing? Hope everybody is well. And I'm about to end this. This is it. Y'all have a good Thursday. And we'll do it again tomorrow. Until then, y'all be safe out there. Peace. 12 Eastern, 11 Central, 10 Mountain,